From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, August 23rd, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.06 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,290 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 5.2 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $4,251. Antiwar.com reports escalating U.S. airstrikes are taking a growing toll on the population of the Syrian city of Raqqa, the de facto capital of the Islamic State, which is presently being invaded by U.S.-backed forces. Reports out of the area are that at least 100 civilians have been killed in U.S.-led airstrikes in a 48-hour span from Sunday to Tuesday. Monday's airstrikes were the deadliest incident of the span, with 55 civilians killed in two of the city's eastern neighborhoods, including at least 19 children. The attacks, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, hit a particularly densely populated area. The observatory's director noted, "These are buildings full of civilians that are trying to get away from the front lines," adding that U.S.-led coalition airstrikes seem to be targeting any building with any hint of the Islamic State activity in the city. This appears to be a recurrence of the same problem that plagued the later months of the Iraqi invasion of Mosul, where U.S. warplanes caused massive civilian tolls by attacking buildings they claimed the Islamic State was forcing civilians into, but which in practice were densely populated by locals because they were the only buildings still standing that were seemingly out of the direct line of fire. Yet in the ever-escalating U.S. war against the Islamic State, no building, no matter how many civilians and nature it contains, is ever really out of the direct line of fire. Such large civilian death tolls have severely harmed morale of forces on the ground and fueled outcry from human rights groups. Officially, however, the Pentagon's figures on how many civilians they kill are rarely more than 10% of the actual toll documented by independent non-government organizations, which so far has allowed the Pentagon to dismiss calls to stop targeting civilians. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports IBM on Tuesday announced a collaboration with Walmart, Kroger, and a group of other food businesses to use blockchain technology to trace the origin of foodstuffs amid potential foodborne illness outbreaks. The technology, which IBM describes as a distributed ledger, tracks where food products were grown, when they were picked up, where they were transported, and how they were used. The data management system has multiple applications, but IBM highlighted its ability to increase food safety. IBM said it can take weeks or months for local health officials to track down the source of illnesses caused by contaminated foods like salmonella or E. coli. The company says blockchain-based systems can cut down that time. You can support FPP Radio by joining the FANS program. FANS are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. You can join the FANS program for as little as $1 per month through Patreon and get perks like ad-free versions of FPP Radio News and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. To learn more or to join the FANS program, visit fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports Missouri Governor Eric Greitens halted the execution of a man scheduled to be put to death on Tuesday for killing a woman during a burglary after his attorneys argued that recent DNA evidence showed he is innocent. Greitens issued the stay of execution for Marcellus Williams just over 4 hours before he was scheduled to die by lethal injection in a Bon Terre state prison for the stabbing death of former St. Louis Post-Dispatch reporter Felicia Gell during an August 1998 robbery at her home. Greitens said in a statement he would appoint a board of inquiry to examine the new DNA evidence and recommend whether he should commute Williams' death sentence. The stay came as opposition to the execution mounted. More than 200,000 people had signed an online petition asking Greitens to intervene, and a rally protesting the execution was planned in St. Louis later on Tuesday. Kent Gibson, Williams' attorney, said earlier on Tuesday, the DNA evidence says he's innocent. Gibson had also petitioned the U.S. Supreme Court to halt the execution, arguing that recent DNA analysis using newer methods found the DNA on the knife was from an unknown male, not from Williams. Forensic DNA expert Greg Hampikian said hairs found on Gell's body also exclude Williams. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.